Death is a mystery, and what lies beyond it, if anything, remains uncertain. The idea of uncertainty can be overwhelming and unsettling, especially when we don't fully comprehend it. As we grow older, the thought of death may become more common and cause us to reflect on our mortality. This is a natural part of being human and can evoke a variety of feelings and thoughts. I am creating this video to express my personal thoughts and gain better understanding of myself and those around me. However, I want to make it clear that I am not a professional in psychology or philosophy, and this video is not based on any scientific research. My aim is simply to delve deeper into my own thoughts and emotions and to foster greater empathy towards others. My greatest fear is not that I will die. My greatest fear is that my parents and grandparents will before I do. There are days when this thought scares me and I feel like I'm losing control. I can't wrap my head around the concept of never seeing them again. There was no factor for me that suddenly triggered this thought at all. It happened just out of nowhere and these thoughts are intense. But is it normal that I deal so intensively with death when I should be much more concerned with the present, to be grateful? Back then, as a child, I believed that grandparents were the only ones you have to say goodbye to in life. Of course, as a child, you know that grandparents are the oldest of the generation and therefore have to go first. Parents and friends will always be with us, but for a child it's hard to imagine that one day you have to be without them. Of course, I'm trying to get answers to the question, and in researching the subject, it's not uncommon to think often about the possible death of parents and grief. Especially, you grow older and become more aware of the natural progression of life.
Land here in this harbor and get out of the wind. Oh, whatever I can give to you, I offer. Just ask your father.
Well, it took me almost 28 years to realize how important a parent's presence is in life and how influential it is in childhood. I thought I was a lone wolf and I could do everything on my own. But recently, I often think back on my childhood and reflect on how much my parents were there for me.
No matter if the day is calm or it gets wild, no matter what you become, you'll be my child. When the world gets darker, I'll be a layer of armor. Stand here in this harbor and get out of the wind.
Unfortunately, it took me a long time to fully appreciate their caring. More than ever, I regret where I have caused them grief or worry. I know I wasn't always easy. At the same time, I try to prepare myself now for the fact that at some point in my life, there will be a moment when they will no longer be there. Maybe I don't have an exact answer why this thought is now very present, and I'm dealing with it a lot. Well, I know it doesn't have to be a deeper meaning just to think about it, but there is an approach. As parent ages, the dynamics between parents and children can shift. I find myself taking on a more caring and protective role towards my parents, which can lead to thoughts about their well-being or mortality. A psychologist would say that this is not my responsibility because I am not responsible for the health of my parents. However, I do it from the bottom of my heart. The advice that I can give myself and maybe others: accept that every life has a beginning and an end. I do not minimize the fact that life is always fair. Acceptance is a first step in many situations, even if you don't like to hear that, but death will happen 100%. I'm grateful. Grateful for what was, for what is, and for what is to come. Even if a relationship is not or was not always perfect, be proud that you have parents and be grateful that you have people in your life who love you. Gratitude is important, and to appreciate this, everyone should do a little more in life to become satisfied. Don't call me crazy. It's good to know that death will come, and sometimes it really helps me to put myself in the situation how horrible it will be. But it makes me realize that I still have time and that I can still make a lot of memories. Sometimes it's good to live life knowing that death is coming instead of pushing it away, because that's the only way I can be grateful for life, family, and all that I have created.